I'm Dom, brand manager for F1 in the UK. I'm out here in a very, very sunny, very windy, what has been a very wavy, very warm Mauritius, testing the 2012 range of F1 products. It's been amazingly lucky with the conditions this week. We've had wind ranging from 6 metre weather all the way through to what the guys are out on now, which is the 14s and the bigger surfboards. We've had flat water here in the lagoon. Up at Morne to the west, to the left of where we're staying, it's been up to sort of triple and even 4 times overhead on the bigger day. We've had hollow one eye, which scared the living daylights out of me for a couple of days. It's just been perfect, and obviously for testing the equipment, there's just no better place. Twin tips on the inside here in the lagoon, and then the new range of surfboards have all been used in every single size. So the Bandit Kite is now in its 5th incarnation, moving on from the Bandit 4 of last year. The guys at F1 had a pretty tricky job ahead of them because the Bandit 4 was such a great bit of kit. They wanted to more tweak the kite than completely change it. The idea behind the kites is exactly the same. Ever since the Bandit 1, the guys at F1 have just wanted to have one kite in that range that did everything well for everybody, which kind of makes sense because there's very few of us that live in places where the conditions are absolutely consistent throughout the year. Certainly in the UK, we've got cross-onshore winds in some places. You can drive a little way and find perfect cross-off wave conditions, rarely, but they're there. We have flat water in the harbours, we have choppy water in most of the places. So we all ride a variety of different boards, from twin tips, from wakeboards, all the way through to skim boards, and of course surfboards as well. And more now the course racing guys are getting out when the wind's super light. Having just one kite in the range obviously raises a few problems for the design guys, where a lot of the other brands will have maybe 4 or even 5 different kites to really suit all the different conditions. The F1 guys have got to make sure that their kite does everything pretty well. As I said earlier on, that the Bandit 4 was such a good kite that they just wanted to tweak it and to refine it. 3 main criteria for change or improvement this year with the Bandit 5 were to improve the kite's range, to improve the actual handling of the kite, so to get it to move a bit quicker, to make sure that it was where you needed to be whenever you wanted it to be there, and also to improve the lightness of the kite, to take away some of that sideways pull that kites have and really make the thing efficient and work well in both low winds and high winds. We'll try and catch up with Raph, the guy responsible for the design of the kite, in a bit. He'll give us a bit more detail about what they've actually done to improve the kites. But what you'll notice when you get your hands on a B5 is that as soon as you pump it up, you'll see that the leading edge and the struts are quite vastly reduced in diameter from years gone by. The statistics they give us is that they're about 25% thinner, and it looks about right. This leads to a very much improved pump-up time. But also it's going to help the aerodynamics of the kite. Things are going to cut through the air a bit better, there's less drag. Another thing the guys have done is reduce the profile in the kite. So it's not as deep as it was before. We've got a much shallower kind of curve to the actual canopy. This helps in the low end because you can really sheet the kite in and catch all the wind that you need to. But in the high end, obviously, it's slicing through the air and enabling you to remain in control of the kite, even in the biggest of gusts.
Yourself, my man, you'll never be what is.
So I'm sat with Raphael, who's the owner and the head designer of F1 in France, just trying to find a little bit more out about the new Bandit 5, which is obviously the kite for 2012. So Raph, we know that the Bandit 4 was a fantastic kite. I know that you were keen to make sure that everybody still knows it's a great kite and not change the positive things that the Bandit 4 had. So what have you done with the Bandit 5? What have you done different to make it a bit better?
That was really the goal. Keep it as good as it is everywhere and improve every aspect of the Bandit 4. And especially the most difficult thing was to do not lose anything.
Sure.
So we have worked a lot, like usual, do a lot of testing. We did research on a new profile and a new diameter for the leading edge.
Yep.
The leading edge is much smaller.
Yeah, I noticed that, yeah.
We have a new bridle. We have some new constructions, some details. The struts are new.
Sure.
Some reinforcements, so a lot of little things that you might not see at the beginning, but then
Makes a big difference at the end.
make a big difference
Sure.
on the feeling.
Okay. So what was your, I was saying earlier on that you had a few main aims, so you perhaps wanted to increase the range of each kite in the wind,
Yeah.
so you have a better low end and a higher high end.
Yeah, we try to manage to improve both sides, low end and high end, and we wanted to have something lighter in your hands,
Yeah.
because if you make kite surfing, it's for having fun, not carrying a
Not
big
struggling.
heavy piece in the sky.
Sure.
And we wanted to get a better kite loop too,
Okay.
so much faster kite loop, a much faster way coming back up,
Yeah.
which is also good for the normal jumps.
Sure.
Because the time between the beginning of when you want to send your kite up
Yeah.
is much faster than
Yeah, it's really
last
quick.
year. Yeah,
And it-
really quick.
and it
So
explodes.
you don't have to edge for 10 meters. You know, it's like more instant.
Okay. And what was the idea behind making the leading edge a bit smaller? Was it just to improve the aerodynamics?
Yeah, aerodynamic
Yeah.
weight in the front, which
Yeah.
is also good for stability.
Okay. Okay.
And it helps the speed in light wind, and it helps the aerodynamic in really strong wind.
Yeah.
You have less drag, so you
Yeah.
have a better control of the kite.
Yeah, yeah. And I noticed, because we've had a great week, it's been
Yes.
fantastic.
Super lucky.
And I noticed that the kites do feel a lot lighter on your arms. You know, you have less effort
Yeah.
to move the kite around.
We have put more pressure into the harness and less pressure into the arms,
Yep.
but we still have a really good feeling when you want to turn it. You really know what the kite is doing.
Sure.
Maybe even better than last year.
Okay.
So it's those little things is like when you ask Sylvain, our designer, we want no pressure to all the power, but we want pressure when we turn. Those things they are a nightmare for sure.
It's
But we
difficult to
manage.
do. Yeah, they feel fantastic. I noticed as well, maybe because of the smaller leading edge, but say yesterday when we had 11 and 12 meter weather,
Yeah.
the 11 felt like the 10 from last year. So
but that's what we are selling. It's 1 square meter, one size down,
yeah,
but not the small one, like 6, 7.
They stay the same.
They light, but not like mosquitoes.
yeah, sure. And the other thing I noticed was the bridle. You have one less pulley on the bridle.
Pulley, yeah.
What's the idea there? Just to make it more positive? Or?
We realized that you have a more direct steering with less pulley. So as much as you could take away, it was better.
So it's kind of more simple now. The kite is simplified.
more simple, more direct.
Yeah. Okay. So we have to wait to see how we get on. But what's happening for Bandit 6? Who knows? Maybe we'll make a transparent kite so no one can see what's going on. But no, again, it's been a fantastic week. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dom.
I've seen the biggest waves I've ever seen in my entire life.
But it was a pleasure to bring everyone to one eye.
Yeah, it was a
See
good
the face over there was like.
If you get a chance, you should come to Mauritius because it's a fantastic place. Raph, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Merci.